Breaking news. Israel's defense minister is now calling for regime change in Iran, saying the supreme leader of Iran, quote, cannot continue to exist. Attacks between Israel and Iran, meanwhile, are escalating. Israeli emergency services say 271 people were injured across the country this morning, and Israeli forces say they targeted dozens of military sites in Iran, including an inactive nuclear reactor. Let's bring in foreign correspondent Marcus Moore in Tel Aviv, White House correspondent Karen Travers, and ABC News national security and defense analyst Mick Mulroy. Hi, Marcus. What's it like there now?
Hey, Diane, it remains tense here in Tel Aviv and across the Middle East. The air raid sirens went off today, early this morning, right around just after 7 o'clock local time. And we've heard from Israeli officials that there are 3 different sites where Iranian projectiles landed here in Israel. One of them was the Soroka hospital in southern Israel, where we have seen really devastating images of that direct impact from a ballistic missile that hit the hospital there, destroying the hospital. And then we were at a site just to the south of Tel Aviv in a neighborhood where several apartment buildings were heavily damaged from a direct hit from a missile. So there's a lot still happening here, Diane, and the concern remains high. And in the midst of all of that, Israel still carrying out strikes in Iran. We know that over the past several days, they've been focusing on nuclear facilities and capabilities, they said, as well as taking out missile launchers, including some that they claim that Iranians were trying to rehabilitate to use once again. The Israelis saying that they struck those locations. And so it does give you a sense that this is still far from over, and it remains volatile. And people here just, Diane, watching and waiting to see what happens next.
Karen, ABC News has learned President Trump has approved plans for a possible attack on Iran, but he's not ruling out diplomatic options either. What's the latest there?
Yeah, that he hasn't decided yet, Diane, whether or not to move forward with those war plans against Iran. The White House said yesterday that all options are on the table. The president told reporters, I may do it, I may not do it. Nobody knows what I'm going to do. He also said late yesterday, Diane, that he likes to make his final decision 1 second before it's due, because as the president put it, things change, especially with war. And he has certainly pushed back on social media on reporting that would suggest that a decision has already been made, saying that only he knows what he is going to do. Diane, in this hour, he is scheduled to be meeting with his national security team in the Situation Room to get an intelligence briefing, and is expected, of course, to be focusing on this situation with Israel and Iran. He is getting a lot of pressure from the Israeli Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, who he is in constant communication with at this point this week. The Israelis very much want the United States to get involved in this offensive effort against Iran, because the United States has the capability with that 30,000-pound bunker buster bomb to potentially take out Iran's underground nuclear facility, and has the plane that could carry that bomb. So the president facing that pressure from Benjamin Netanyahu, but as he said yesterday, he had not made a decision yet about what he is going to do.
So, Mick, Russia's foreign ministry is warning that U.S. military intervention in Iran would be, and I'm quoting here, an extremely dangerous step with negative consequences. How large of a role does Russia play in this war?
So, Diane, Russia is very aligned with Iran. Iran provides Russia with all the Shahed drones that they've been shooting at Ukraine, and the ballistic missiles. Many of them come from Iran. And they have a really strong and long-term relationship. So they are playing the part of advocating for Iran. I don't think that they would obviously do anything to intervene if the United States decided to take the nuclear facility out. In fact, Russia has said that Iran should not have nuclear weapons. But it's probably just a warning, but I don't think there's anything behind it.
All right, Marcus Moore, Karen Travers, Mick Mulroy, thank you.